to ASM Sekai, and today I'm very excited. I know two of us are very excited to talk about this. I don't know about Moto, but it's One Piece live action, the Netflix series that just dropped. We're going to talk about each episode as we go along because Amy takes forever to watch it. So we're going to be watching we're talking about episode 1 today. So this is episode 1. I forgot the title's names. But you know what? Amy, take it away.
Oh, way to go.
What was it?
Oh, Romance Dawn. Romance Dawn.
What the fuck did you say?
Romance Dawn. That's the episode name.
What?
Is he having a tough time hearing me?
Are you high?
No, say it again. What is it?
Romance Dawn?
Romance Dawn? What the fuck does that mean?
That's the first fucking arc! Are you fucking crazy right now?
I thought it was like something like One Piece is real or like Luffy's fucking
No,
thing. Okay, gotcha.
bro, Romance Dawn is the first fucking arc of One Piece ever.
Rubber Man?
Romance! Is he fucking dead?
I don't know. All right. Let's go back. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the arc. It's been a minute.
Okay, we can tell who's a One Piece fan. Okay, let's just do this. Motor's walking away. All right, so the first episode is called Romance Dawn.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. All right.
That was actually the name of the was it pilot?
Originally it was supposed to be called Romance Dawn.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's actually the first foreshadow to obviously.
Disappointed.
But
all right.
Yeah, I know.
I kiss my butthole before we get started. Moto,
we started.
I would like you to publicly apologize for questioning the live action before it even came. And you were the Debbie Downer. You were the one complaining about it. You were the one that was completely against it.
We don't know what his thoughts is yet, Joe. We don't know.
Let him kiss my butt. Let me finish. Moto, you go first. Apologize, please.
Well, I don't apologize for.
What?
It wasn't good. What the fuck are you talking about?
You said
it was not.
At this
point,
my
rating is very low.
Okay, at this point, Moto's seen the whole series. Amy has not. Let's just talk about first episode first.
I want to add one more thing. We read the manga recently and seen this. And that's kind of, yeah. I don't want to go deep, right? Because we got to talk about episode 1. And I'm not apologizing. Now, I will say this one thing. What I thought was going to be the issue wasn't the issue. The way everything looked fantastic, but the fucking story changes for no reason today was trash.
No reason.
Pissed me off.
You have thousands of episodes. Yeah. How are you gonna cut that down to 8 episodes?
No. Cutting it down isn't the issue. Right, I am like Gaimon arc. The little island that they go and there's 2-3 chapters. I understand the Usopp's arc where the 3 children, him being the captain, being taken out. Children actors. I get all that, but there's so many changes throughout the series that was not necessary. And then they added fucking such a trash arc of Garp. Like. Remember I was saying, we should just make a Garp story because of the trailer? Because he looked fucking badass? They ruined it in the show.
I liked it. All right.
Okay, so we're completely jumping. Okay, let's talk about episode 1.
Why not? Yeah, let's talk about episode 1. So
I want to start off from the beginning. I want to talk about the beginning, and then you could take over. When I pressed play, I was loving everything. I loved how the world looked. I loved how it sounded. I liked how Roger looked. I liked how Garp sounded, even in English. I watched it in English first before I started in Japanese. And I was excited until I did not hear the famous words that Rogers uttered. The One Piece is real. Go find my treasure. I hated that. That was that I hated it. Hated it so much.
Where? Shit like that is littered everywhere. No reason they take things out and they add stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at bad anime adaptation, it's the weird CGI, like quirky, like it doesn't work. But everything looks fantastic in this show. Like, it starts out with the ground line map or the map of the One Piece world. You see it, it's beautiful, and it zooms into the overview of the log town. Everything fantastic. And then I also like the approach of, and you see it right away, a much darker tone in episode 1, right? You actually see the execution of Gold Roger, right? He's actually getting stabbed and stuff like that. That was fantastic. But the problem continues. It kind of like backing up what Sophie is saying. There's so many. I felt like, and Oda does this masterfully. This moments throughout every chapter. There's a moment that is emphasized, and for some weird reason, they're taking it out, and I don't understand why. Because if it wasn't for that, I would have been very happy. But the problem, like and then we'll talk about it in a later. I don't remember if it was episode 1 or episode 2, with the Shanks fighting the mountain bandits. There's a scene where I love in the manga where Shanks is teaching the guy about the gun, right? What does it mean to hold a gun? And they took that out, and I'm asking why. Like, you literally have the actors. It's not a CGI. It's literally just the old pistol holding. And then that's when Lucky Rocks just fucking shoots the guy in the head, right? And so it's just weird. I feel like they did everything else right, and they fucked up the certain point on like what makes One Piece One Piece.
I'm not gonna nitpick. I think overall the concern was that Luffy was not gonna be Luffy enough. Zoro was not gonna be Zoro enough. Shanks, people very concerned about seeing Shanks. Garp, absolutely loved it. I think Garp is amazing. I think Shanks is amazing. I think Mihawk plays the part right. Mihawk looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal.
Well,
That's
no,
why I'm
but
agreeing
you
with
haven't gone to Mihawk yet, so we can't talk about Mihawk again. We're jumping from
I saw
episode 1.
snippets. I saw snippets of the fight between him and Zoro. They look fucking amazing, bro.
Bro,
You're jumping. Go back to episode 1.
bro.
Here's the thing, though.
Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you.
When
When they introduce Mihawk is one of the badass moments in anime live action.
it was like what, episode 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, when he gets a call from Garb and he just destroying everything. It
That made
was
no
so
sense.
dope.
By the way, that made no sense. Oh god, I hate that too. But I love the action though, when he was destroying the Don Creek. Well, going back to episode 1, right? I think the casting was fantastic in general, right? Nami, Zoro, and Luffy. I think they're all casted well. I think the issue for me with Luffy is I don't see the freedom that I see him in the actual manga. He looks very restricted.
So
Right,
I'll
so in
tell
the-
you this. There's nobody on Earth that can capture the Luffy that is in the manga.
No, 100%. But when I'm not talking about the behavior part. What I'm talking about is, and this is I think where the CGI had the limitation.
I think this Luffy was smarter than regular Luffy. If he felt
No,
smarter.
it's not the smart. It's not the smart part. The way Luffy behaves is that he behaves in absolute freedom, right? Or he wants to get there, he'll go. He'll use his power. It was pretty clear that some of the powers are restricted in the series, live action. So Luffy's Gum Gum power is hardly used. You'll see, and that's why they do more with Sanji and Zoro fight scenes. And it looks fantastic, those two guys. But Luffy only does like a very short one, when he beats Alvida, right? She was fantastic, by the way. I like the darker theme. I like the brutality where she smashes the guy in the head.
Oh, I
Like,
love the
that was nice.
brutality.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
Piece was dark.
So like Luffy, then he does the first pistol punch and
Gum
beats her,
Gum
right?
Pistol.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore the But,
You
like-
want to know something you completely missed?
what?
If you go back and look at it, especially in English, Luffy teenager that we see and Luffy kid, completely different accents.
Maybe he picked it up.
No, bro, the accents are so far apart. You're like, how do you miss that? It is completely far apart.
I think as
One
as the
goes,
adult
my
Luffy-
name is Luffy. Other goes, Monkey D. Luffy. Like, there's a whole difference.
I think as an adult they already had the Luffy down, and then they started looking for a kid Luffy. I think that's why.
Two actors are just hard to pull off, right? That's what I'm saying. Like the whole Usopp with the 3 kids, like I don't think that would have worked too well, anyways. But yeah, again, going back to it, it's the things that I thought was gonna be a disaster. Only the one that I didn't work for me was Luffy doesn't use his power. He's doing a lot more normal hand-to-hand combat, jumping around. Versus if
I like that. No. I like the whole when he avoids attacks, he just somersaults out of it.
Oh yeah, that's with Albedo, right? And that's when he was still using the power, though.
No, but he used the power then too when she swung and he just stretched his body.
Yeah, he stretches out. Yeah. So he uses the power there, but like in general, when you watch him and then when you read the manga, like especially, and I don't want to spoil the later episode, some of the big fights. I mean, Luffy's coming up with, and this is where you already see the imagination of Luffy, right? And you just don't see it, and that's the only thing for like the voice act. I think the writers wanted Luffy to have more dialogue, so they kind of added a lot of dialogue.
Maybe they were trying to avoid the whole CGI aspect of it too much.
No, yeah, I think that's what they did, and I guess they could fix this by just kind of following the source material a lot more for the next season. And also, hopefully, they get better with the CGI of Luffy. So I'm not too pessimistic. I was still just not happy in general overall. But, I mean, there was a lot of great moments. I just hope that they took a darker scene, but it's... When it needs to be dark, they don't go dark. Like there's assassinations, killing, but for some reason they go dark in an unnecessary way. Like Zoro chops the guy in half, which is cool and all. Number 7, Baruch's work, which episode 1, and it's fine. But when you look at like Hell Mipple naked scene, like I'm like, why?
That's funny.
And then we don't see what pissed me off later on, especially is. Bedamere, I don't think got her justice in the adaptation, and that was supposed to be one of the most emotional scenes that they kind of missed on. But yeah, I'm complaining a lot. It's just different complaint. It's the casting. I thought I don't have any issue with the casting. To me, I think it's the writing. I don't know why. I love One Piece. One Piece. I'm a fan, hardcore fan. And I don't understand why they took out so much of the source material. I really don't get it.
So
I really don't.
I can agree to a lot you said. And I know there were a lot of moments where, for us hardcore fans, we know how they stick with us. And that's something else. But for them to present One Piece in such a fun, creative way, let's talk about a few things. One, did it capture the world? 100%. I thought the world was fantastic, absolutely gorgeous. It felt like Sherlock Holmes of Pirates of the Caribbean. It was fun. The music was creative, especially all the Straw Hat music. Even every single person that was introduced, they had their own theme music. Then you get to see all these cast members, and the cast members, like especially everybody that was around Luffy, I felt like they felt normal, like they were very well adapted from the manga. Like, what did you think, Amy, about it?
I thought it was. I enjoyed it. I'm nothing negative. I'm looking at it from a different telescope than you guys. I thought it was fucking good. My concern was how Luffy was going to come out. I think in the first episode he was a little bit restricted. I didn't see that goofiness in him, which I saw in the second episode itself. The first one, I like the CGI. I know it's hard to do CGIs with a budget of, I mean, their budget was pretty high, man. 15 million an episode, for God's sake.
It was up there.
Yeah. And I think it was well deserved. Story wise, the little things that picking out that he didn't do this, he didn't do that. I don't give a shit. I'm happy that the way it came out. I'm happy this wasn't another Dragon Ball Evolution. This was way above what I expected. I thought it was going to be good, but this was very, very good. I'm really happy with what they've given us. The fight scenes were good on the ship. With what's her name, the lady, Alvida.
That was nice. See, I think they captured Luffy very well, because what I was looking for is, does he have that freedom aspect? And I think they showed it very nicely in a good subtle moments where he wasn't like Luffy forcing, like he touched Zoro and he's like, do whatever you want, a freedom aspect with Nami. I was going to be very critical on, is he the perfect Luffy? No. I don't think this show is perfect, and I don't think it's perfect in terms of what One Piece could be or it should be. But what we got from, I had the bar set low. It felt fresh. It felt different. It felt like I'm getting the One Piece factor, but at the same time, I'm getting a lot of the bullshit out the way. We just got to see, and since I'm just jumping off gun, 8 episodes, and the source material they actually got covers 100 chapters in One Piece. We got to see 100 chapters in 8 episodes, and done in such a good way. The storytelling was fantastic, and I wish we could talk about it more, and I could tell you exactly what I saw from episode 2. No, I think the storytelling, it is not perfect. It's not perfect at all, but they did such a good job. They did such a good job.
I think Moro is a hater. I think there were so many parts of this when Shanks got his.
You haven't even watched it. Your behavior is more of the worst here.
I think Moro's a hater.
Finish it, bro. If you love it so much, why haven't you finished it?
Because I've been watching other shit, and I got 2 kids.
Oh,
for God's sake.
That's fair. That's a fair question. That's a fair
I
question.
got 2 kids for God's sake, and we have to watch One Piece anime so we could review it. We have to watch JJK so I could review it.
To watch One Piece, what's up, bro?
The time I have is limited. Either I missed One Piece anime, so we don't review it.
So great that you decided to watch other shows that we were not talking about.
We did JJK. I have a list
You
of
watched,
items.
you were watching Uncanny the whole time. You like that show
I
better.
have a list of items that got to be finished before I even jump to the top one. That's the way it works. There's no excuse behind it. That's the way shit works.
Sounds like
You have
it's
a
supposed to be, bro.
Back to the point. Moro's a hater. First of all. Second, there was a part where Shanks, when his hands get cut off, when his hand get left arm or right arm got cut off. We didn't see this in the anime when his eye goes red. We didn't see this. Do you know what I'm talking about? In the anime, I was comparing the two. When the sea
Whose eyes
monster
go red?
came in, Shanks.
Well, that's his form of hockey.
No, we didn't see that in the anime. In the anime,
at that time, Oda didn't know if he was going to create hockey at that time.
So in the anime itself, you see the pupil dilating, and the sea monster also the pupil dilated. In this one, from the get-go, we saw the eyes turned red.
I don't think they did a good job with I don't think they did a good job with this one.
No, I don't
Which
think
one?
so either.
The hockey, the way they did. No, with the
Shanks
hockey,
is wrong.
I thought the hockey part was so in episode. Hold up, was it episode 1
Yeah.
that he eats the fruit? Yeah, he eats the fruit in episode 1. I really didn't like that Luffy did it in secrecy, because in the anime, Luffy does it right next to Shanks, and then he goes, "See, I ate it." I felt like that was a better impact, because you see Shanks going, "Nani," like he says, "What?" and he has the whole reaction, and this was like, "What have you done?"
I didn't care. I didn't care about that. That's too small. He's a
uh,
rubber man. That's too small.
But it was
I mean, you
it's a
can't
big
say that's
it's
anything,
detail.
bro.
It's
That's
detail
not a
though.
discussion. You can't say that's
We covered the important part. His arm getting cut off. Number 1. We covered.
That's your favorite part. What are you talking about?
We covered Zoro and him and the Marines and shit covered. That's all I care about. I mean, what else is there? Nami was introduced really well. Of course, we ate a lot of shit in the middle, and everyone was complaining about the casting, Shanks. I think they did a phenomenal job.
Most of us were just complaining about Luffy and his Gungam attack.
No, y'all complained about Shanks. Everyone
Oh
complained
no,
about
Shanks was not perfect. Shanks was not
And
perfect,
we
but he
have
was
the
good.
video.
Shanks was not
We
perfect,
have
but he
the
was
video
good.
where I said, you guys have seen 1 second of Shanks. and
Shanks
you're
was
fucking
not
complaining about
perfect,
it.
but he was good. Shanks was not
He was
perfect, but he was
and
good.
That's
No,
all I need.
so
Garp was amazing.
I'll tell you, Garp was
Not
amazing. The
Garp was
best
amazing.
the best characters casting wise. Nami,
Okay.
loved her. Zoro, loved him.
Wait,
Nami,
Nami, yeah,
Zoro,
yeah, I agree, 100.
Sanji.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
three.
I
Perfect.
think Usopp is fine.
No,
Usopp is fine.
and I'll tell you why Usopp's not fine, because when he, oh man, we can't talk about it because Amy didn't see it yet.
I'm not here
Yeah,
next
he
week.
said the
so I
show's
think
amazing. He hasn't watched it yet.
I'm in
yeah.
Vegas. I'm in Vegas next week, so you guys can talk about it after I'm gone.
Okay,
But
so okay,
what
no-
I've seen, Garp is fun. Garp is fun. I enjoy him. He has the whole grandfather thing
casting,
going on.
like we were joking how good Garp's casting was. What the complaint right now for me is his story is straight up unnecessary and stupid. It is
I like that.
it's terrible. The casting is perfect. The actor is perfect. But I don't fucking get why they did what they did at all. I think most everybody would agree by the end the Garp storyline was by far the worst and unnecessary.
I
It
mean, from
takes
what I've
away.
seen,
You see
episode one and
nothing.
two,
No,
I'm
no,
telling
no.
you,
So I'll counter that argument because in the beginning, somebody was chasing Luffy. Somebody for the Marines was chasing Luffy. I rather them take this approach because I guess we are getting to see the early moments of Garp get out the way, and I don't think we're going to see Garp for a long time. I think this was it. We got out the grandpa, and now we are heading into. Oh, we can't talk about season 2 because this fucking guy hasn't seen it.
why
Well,
they're
actually,
gonna.
no.
I think
Actually, we can talk about it because
gonna
you already
follow
know.
it the whole time.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay.
he's gonna fuck with it his time.
So look him. Storytelling is fresh yet nostalgic. I mean, it feels so much better because I feel like there's not fillers. Intro of Zoro and Nami was great. The intro for Nami was great. I loved how she feels like Nami through and through. She's a badass. She can handle herself. She's not like the Nami later on. She becomes that because she can depend on everybody around. Zoro feels like Zoro. That's like key because he needs to be the most badass person. But at the same time, there's hints where Zoro is getting lost. I loved it. Where Luffy just turns around and goes this way, and Zoro's like, okay. And he turns around and walks with him. Other funny moments, and I really like the comedy in here because when he sees 3 swords, and he's like, I wonder where the third goes. And then when Zoro puts it in his mouth, he goes, that's where it goes. So I really like those play on things that we're doing because that's how Luffy is. Kudos to the actor that plays Zoro. He put the fucking sword in his mouth and he did the fight scenes. What fucking work. Like, it was so dope when he was fighting Morgan. That's some freaking skills.
Yeah, by the way, what did you guys think of Luffy and Zoro fighting Morgan together?
See, again, it's different. I don't think we are seeing a souped up Luffy here, and I think it's nice because when he becomes better, it's gonna be like a payoff. Like right now we're seeing with Kaido, right? When we're seeing Gear 5 Luffy fighting Kaido, we're loving that because he has earned that mantle now. He's on par with Kaido, so we can see that and respect it. Right now we're seeing the evolution of the one, and if Amy sees it, you see it throughout the whole thing. Other people respecting him, and his personality is just coming out. And I feel like the main actor is playing Luffy very well.
Yeah, I like the fight. I thought it was you. I think this is a powered down Luffy at this point. He doesn't have that many skills yet. He's still kind of exploring. So I don't think he could have beaten that guy, the general at the Marine Fort, by himself. I think he needed that assist. But overall, I think the fight was good. Nami's little stick was pretty dope. The way they captured it.
Yeah, Nami in general, I think, was the highlight of the show.
Yeah, she's.
I think
I'm waiting till she grows up.
Waiting until the 2 years time skip.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the 2-year time skip. I want to see how that's gonna go. But I think overall, episode 1 was fabulous. I absolutely loved it. I love the casting. I think episode 1, Luffy was a little bit restricted. I haven't finished episode 2 yet completely. But I thought Luffy was. Bro, I haven't had a chance. I got kids. Shit.
But you see other show like crazy. Oh, man.
But I think from what I've seen in episode 2, Luffy is getting more Luffy-like, as in more free to talk. In this one, I didn't feel that comedy sticking to me in the episode 1. I felt like, he was trying to be Luffy, but it didn't really work. But I think by end of episode 1, going into episode 2, he's able to capture that. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I am excited. I don't know if I'm excited, but I am curious to know how they're going to capture Gear 3, 4, and 5 on top of it. 2 is easy. 2 shouldn't be that hard.
I mean, no, but that's what I'm trying to get you guys to. And don't want to talk about the other episode, but he's being limited quite a bit on his usage right now. I don't, unless something happens where they drastically improve his CGI process. It's hard for me to see how they're gonna execute Gear 2, 3, 4, and most.
Oh, I think we got a
definitely
hint. We
five.
got a hint. We got a hint of it. If you saw when we saw episode 3, when well, fucking, we can't talk about that shit either. So much we can't talk
Kuro?
about. Yeah, with Kuro, we saw him using his speed.
Yeah, but it's not just speed though. Like I think that's where you're getting it wrong.
Gear 2 is
Heat.
I think it's when you
Heat.
compress the rubber. That's how he gets
Friction.
Gear 2.
Friction.
Well, he basically like using a steroid. He's pumping blood with and his color changes mostly, and he starts to see
it's easy. It's easy, and I'll tell you why. This show is a hit, right?
It's hard for me to say it's easy when they're struggling with the basic right now. How can you say it's easy?
I think their budget is going to go up, man. I think after this season,
shit. I'll give you that. I'll give, but the actor and actress budget will go up as well.
They might be locked in,
right? I mean,
they might be locked in for 3 seasons at the same budget.
Yeah. But are they gonna get? I don't think they're gonna get the Gear 2 next season. They're not getting the Gear 2 next season.
They're covering. Oh yeah. So Gear 2 is gonna happen season 3. So when is
Gear 2 is gonna be the Robin's arc, right?
Yeah, they might cover Gear 2 next season, man. Might give us 10
No, because next season's Alabasta. Well, they don't get the Grand Line.
Alabasta's the next one.
Well,
this could be, and I was thinking about this. This could be their void for Stranger Things, because Stranger Things is one of their biggest hits that they've had.
I think this is going to be bigger than Stranger Things.
I don't actually think this is going to have as much of a sustaining part as you guys think. I think there's a lot of excitement because, like, I think if I were to say, did it exceed expectations? Oh, fuck yeah, you did.
Oh, beyond.
And I think there's
beyond.
I think everybody is excited, happy with what was put out there, right?
Bro, if this is the floor, no, I think this is the floor now.
It better be the floor.
If this is the floor, I'm excited.
I mean, their budget's going to go up, and now they know that people want it. They got to make some corrections. They cannot.
I think this just opened a market of anime, live action anime.
Season 2. Technically, every anime has been getting live action in Japan.
But the thing is, like, majority of them have been failures, and they have not been as good as this.
The budget's not there. It's never been a key marketing projects, right? This is the first time Netflix really put money into it. Like, there's all the. I mean, you see in Amatish, like every other shows in anime is actually. The Kingdom, for example, is a great. Personally, I think it's a much better adaptation of manga than One Piece live action.
It sticks to the source material.
It does the source material. It does. It's a fantastic job of maintaining the source material. I do have a few annoyances, but again, I really hope the budget goes up with One Piece, and that they could go back to the source material. Because if they do that, I think the whole Robin thing is going to be like tearjerker, right? That's going to be one of the most. I hope they find an amazing actress to pull that off. Like I can't wait. But that's what season 4, 5. Like that seems like so far away. So I don't know. We should be talking about
season 3, man.
No, I think Robin's the CP9, Water 7, right? So you have the major arcs out of Boston.
You got 8 seasons of One Piece coming. That's it. There's no more 8 seasons. After that, he's going to be.
The next season will be Alabasta, right? And then you got Skypiea.
Next season is definitely Alabaster. Then we got Skypiea own. We're going to get Enies Lobby.
And it's Nico Robin, right?
So that'd be Water 7. Water 7 would be season. I think Water 7 is going to be season 3.
They're going to merge a couple of seasons, man. The way it's going. I mean, think about it. 8 seasons.
We have to get Chopper. We have to get Frankie. We have to get Brooke. We have to get Robin. We have to
Robin,
get Jimbei. Yeah. We have to get a lot of things. But I really think 8th season is their plan for now because it can still keep going.
I don't see it.
I don't know any other show that's gone beyond 8 season on Netflix, and I'll tell you why. Luffy's gonna be a grown fucking man by then, bro.
It's been the problem since day one, right?
Yeah, that is gonna be
we talked about this
task.
we talked about this. One is the weird double fruit powers, right? How are they going to actually pull it off? Because the first part before Grand Line, it's nothing, right? There's not
Yeah.
many actual double fruit
fruit
powers,
users are rare.
right? And then when the Grand Line hits, there's a lot of them. That was one of the major concerns. And it's still Luffy's power in general is a concern. Not to mention Frankie, Chopper, Jinbei, all these unique character design. Second thing is, if it goes a long time, these actor and actress gonna look really, really old. They're gonna have to do extra CGI work.
And I think a lot people are going to be disappointed because if we're only getting 8 seasons of this, they will have to cut off a lot.
Not rushing, man. Like
no, because they have to. If you're only getting 8 seasons of this, that means a lot of items are going to get cut off. A lot of things are going to be cut off, and that's the only way to get 8 seasons out of this.
But first season, I knew that is acceptable, right? Like because there was a lot of content that you could cut out in the earlier parts of One Piece. My issue was that concept in the later parts. There's a lot of setups, man. Are we not going to the later parts?
Fucking Big Mom's Island, the whole Kaido fight is 200 episodes.
That's one season. Like
they don't have.
I mean, you won't get the filler stuff, but
they don't have a choice. Think about it. Like if they're spending, let's say 10 episodes and 15 million, 150 million, you got about, let's say they even give us 10 episodes. You're looking at a fucking budget of like insane amount.
They're like 200 mil or more.
Whatever whatever it is, if it's this good, it's worth it because they've been putting out shit that they're spending too much money on, and it's complete crap. And as a One Piece fan, listen, I'm a diehard One Piece fan as well, Moto. Not probably to the degree as you have been, but at least I know what Romance Dawn is. Okay, so. So,
hey, look,
so as a One Piece fan, I really, really, really loved. They exceeded my expectation. I was smiling throughout the whole thing. I binged it fast as fuck. I loved everything. The music. I really liked how they introduced the wanted posters, and then they cut it.
That was fantastic.
It was fun and creative. I felt like it was its own thing now. It is fun and creative, something new, something I've seen, but at the same time, I enjoyed it because I already have the manga, I have the anime, now I have the live action. I am such a happy fan. One Piece fans should be eating, not complaining.
I'm a angry One Piece fan right now.
You're a bitch. You complain about everything.
I already gave this. Did you guys see my review? Did you guys see the review I gave this this series?
What?
Yeah, I did.
You saw the review, right? Yeah, I would give 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I gave I think the series exceeded.
We're talking about the first episode.
So Romance Dawn. I am gonna give this 8 out. No, sorry, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. I really hated the fact that it didn't have the One Piece Goldie Roger moment. I was really looking forward to it. That would have given this episode a 10 for me. If that moment stuck there, 3 points deducting, because for me, that's when I actually wanted to know what One Piece is. Because he screamed out, "One Piece is real, go find it." I felt it was too rushed, because Garp is like, "Oh, you're gonna die, this, that." And then Goldie Rogers got a whole speech, and Garp is like, "What's happening? How can I stop this?" Like, I really didn't like that moment. I really felt it was cringe. No. I said it in the beginning.
Fucking legendary hero. He's the fucking legendary hero. He would not have fucking cared. Like, the Garp we got in the show is like, wait, is he the legendary hero or is it just a bitch? He came off
you being a bitch. You being a bitch. I thought Garp was perfect.
Hey,
I think Garp was great. Throughout the whole series, he was great. No. There was a lot of moments where Garp felt too cringy and annoying and he was not there, but I really liked at the end. It paid off at the end. I was okay with it.
My rating. Costumes, cast, design.
The fight scenes were awesome.
Environment, fighting. I think it's a solid 8 out of 10.
Moto,
10. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
It's actually one of my more favorite episodes, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I like the one moment I want to just talk about, and I really, it felt like the Nami and Luffy moment when Nami's trying to crack the safe, and then Luffy puts his head on top. I was just like, that's such a Luffy Nami moment.
That's a Luffy thing. I like that. I think that about like
He's close to his wifey. What?
Yo,
It's true.
Yo, Hancock, man. When they cast Hancock, the internet is
Luffy
gonna blow.
Cobb.
Yo,
Luffy
I'll
Cobb.
guys, I'll make a projection for you. You guys gonna hate it. She's not gonna have any role in the show.
Why?
They'll take that shit out.
Why?
I think they're gonna take it out. I think they're gonna just take it out.
You're gonna have a lot of things that they take out to get to the One Piece.
That's what I'm saying. I could see Hancock being taken out. She doesn't play enough role.
A lot of things are gonna be taken out to get to One Piece. I think One Piece is gonna end when One Piece anime ends. Same time, 8 years.
No. We'll still be getting filler in the Wano arc from 8 years from now. Don't worry.
Don't get me started again. But I think it was a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm keeping it as a separate entity by itself, not comparing it to the anime. Of course, I don't read the manga. I think from what we've gotten, 8 out of 10.
Okay. That was our first episode review rating. We talked about it a lot. Can't wait to talk about episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 when Amy is done. Till then, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment below. Have you seen One Piece live action? Tell us your thoughts, process, everything. Are you agree with Moto? I know some people are. I don't think he's wrong. But at the same time, that shit was dope. Okay. Peace out.